This is a tune called Scandalous. It's a tune that I wrote, and it's a slow tune, but it's in 4, so I wouldn't call it a waltz, and it's not really as slow as an air, so I often call it a fiddle pop ballad. So I'm going to play the melody really simply for you. I'll actually just play the first part so you can kind of hear how it works. There are a lot of grace notes that are very important to the melody, but I'll save that for the advanced version of the tune. Here's the basic melody. That's the whole A part. The first phrase, it's kind of made up of 4 phrases, and it's just that final phrase that's a little bit tricky. But these first 3 phrases, it starts out A down to E, and that whole melody actually falls over a D chord. So you have this sound kind of falling over that D chord. So the E is actually really important to play right at the beginning, even though the chords, if you hear the tune, the performance portion of this tune, you'll want to go to a D. Make sure to go to an E. Then go back to the A. That's your first phrase. Then you're going to jump up an octave. So that's an octave coming down. Then you do it again. This time going to the E. So let me play that whole opening phrase of the tune. Your second phrase starts similarly, except you're going to the D this time. All right, so here's Scandalous, the advanced version. So I'm going to hit a couple of grace notes and bowings in this tune just to make it a little bit more pretty. And also, maybe just talk a little bit about the use of vibrato. I haven't used much vibrato in the last version that I did, the simpler version. I like to think of vibrato as a grace note or an ornament. So rather than using it all the time, like you might in a classical piece, think about how you can just use it kind of in the middle of a note to embellish the note. And we can look at that a little bit with some of these longer notes. So right at the beginning, where we were going, I'm actually going to have you do a roll right there. The roll, you can learn more about this in the grace note tutorial, but the roll is the grace note that goes around the note. E is your note, so you'll flick it from the top, then lift up the first finger and put it down again. So it sounds like this. So in the tune, you'll play. So you'll have this roll here. It happens on the second E. Then play an up bow. Then 3 downs. Now, when you hit this octave note, you can do this soft, kind of subtle hammer-on into this D. And you'll notice I'm actually using few bows here. I'm doing a lot of slurs. So you start on an up bow there. Keep playing an up bow, then play down, down, down. And then we're going back up to this D. And that's when we'll kind of go back into the single bows. Now, between these 2 D notes above, before you actually go to the second D, you could play a little ghost note of a D natural. I'll show you how that sounds in context. So all I really did was keep my bow moving. And I just lifted the finger while I kept my bow moving. So don't actually think about playing an open D there. Just lift up your finger, keep the bow on that string, and this very soft, kind of breathy D will happen.